In 4th grade, we continue our study of multiplication. Our kiddos are required to do 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication problems using partial products. We start off with a problem such as 38 times 24. Our kiddos will attack this problem by setting up an array breaking each number into tens and ones. 38 becomes 30 and 8. 24 becomes 20 and 4. We then solve the problem using partial products. 30 times 20 is 600. 30 times 4 is 120. 8 times 20 is 160. And 8 times 4 is 32. We then transfer this to a vertical record. 600 plus 120 plus 160 plus 32. We then add the partial products until we get a total product of 912. Eventually our kiddos will take 38 times 24 and be able to work it without the array and just use partial products. They will say 30 times 20 is 600. 30 times 4 is 120. 8 times 20 is 160. And 8 times 4 is 32. Again, adding up the partial products. What you just saw was a multiplication 2-digit by 2-digit problem using partial products. What I'd like to show you now is the same multiplication 2-digit by 2-digit problem using the traditional method or the traditional algorithm. We would take 38 times 24. We would say 4 times 8 is 32, put the 2, carry the 3. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Cross out my carries, cross out this guy. 2 times 8 is 16. I put the 6, carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. When doing this, I have to remember to put the extra 0. I then add the two numbers, and I get a product of 912. While I do get the same product from the traditional method and from the partial product method, what I'd like you to notice is that in the partial product method, we actually put place value back into it. I correctly identified this 3 as a 30 and this 2 as a 20. In the traditional method, when I did 4 times 8 is 32, for example, I put the 2 and carried a 3. I call it a 3 while it is not really a 3, it is a 30. When I went over here to the 2, when I said 2 times 8, it's not really a 2, it's really a 20, even though I called it a 2. This method, while it does get the same product, it takes place value out of the teaching. When you do the traditional method, those values are not quite apparent. Those values are not said when you're doing the traditional method. That is why we are moving over to the partial products, because we've put place value back in its place and we correctly identified every number as it really was. The purpose for using partial products in multiplication is putting the place value and meaning back into the problem.